Hi guys, and welcome back to part 4 prepping for Paris. Today's video is going to be the utility room and getting the cats ready for their time away from us, which hopefully they won't bring us any mice, which now editing this after Paris. Yeah, we got a fair few mice back. But first I need to clean underneath the freezer. I want to get sort of, as I say, I'm struggling with the pollen a bit. Make sure that there's nothing in the kitchen as well, because the kitchen and my bedroom seem to be the two main areas where it's just really attacking my hay fever. So that is what is in today's video. If you are interested, please like and subscribe, turn on those notification bells so that you're notified every Wednesday and Sunday at 10 a.m. when I upload a new video. Also, I've shaved my hair for and donated my hair to the Little Princess Trust, and my hair, the proceeds of the charity video is going to the Wales Air Ambulance. So please head down into the description box. There is all the details there. There's also a GoFundMe link, which goes straight to the Wales Air Ambulance, and all your donations are greatly appreciated. As it stands at the time of recording this, is only £20 being donated, and that was by me, and I'm trying to raise money for them. So if you could help, that would be really appreciated, and I am ever so thankful for that, and so are the general Welsh public and also the Wales Air Ambulance. So thank you so much for doing so. If you can, that is really thoughtful and appreciated so much. Thank you. So any products I use in my home is always linked on the website stickymess17.co.uk, and let's jump straight into it. As I said, I'm going to be cleaning out the utility room because it is absolutely disgusting. I've had help moving for the freezer, and you'll see a bit of help in a bit because I need to clean out underneath the cat Genie, because we haven't had a leak, but just water and dirt getting on. I want to change the nappy pad underneath, but this cloth is going to go in the wash, which is why I'm using it, and I'm going to go and clean the stand that Sally stands on, the skirting boards, and also give the radiator a wipe down.
Leave me here tonight before we make this even worse. It's gonna hurt even more than this does. We gave it up, we had its time to say bye, baby, bye. I'll be, you'll be, yeah, we'll be fine. So let's call it a night, and that's why I wish you the best and say goodbye.
I know there's marks on the radiator, and I will be painting it at some point, but at the moment the freezer is in front of it. Yes, it is turned down in the winter months when the radiator is on, but I'm not that bothered about it at the moment because the freezer's in front of it, and I don't really care. And same as the skirting board has also discoloured slightly. It's more of a yellowy colour, even though it's supposed to be white. But obviously there's bits that are falling down on the floor now, and so I'm just going to let Sally run over, and then I'll get the Dyson and just run over the bits that she misses, because I haven't got time to sit and wait for her to mess about. But I'm also going to use my e-cloth deep clean scrub pad thing, again not sponsored, to clean the floor behind the freezer and get that all nice and mopped up. I'm only using water because it is antibacterial, and it does a fantastic job. If there's any marks on the floor that I need to scratch up, I will be scratching them through the pad, and also giving the kitchen, behind the kitchen door, a vacuum, because while Sally's running around she can't obviously close the doors, so there is a bit of dirt that builds up behind the kitchen door. I'm going to be moving on to the utility room, and as I said, I've got to clean out the pad that's underneath the cat Genie. I've only got that just in case, because the pipe is so old and does tend to crack in the winter months, so it will just help absorb any water that has collected underneath it. But it has been obviously just sitting there, and the dirt in the utility room does make it dirty, it's a very heavily used room, this one. So I want to change the pad, but before I do that, I'm going to be wiping down the cat Genie, checking that the sensor is nice and clean so that the cat Genie doesn't break down while we are away. We have got a cat flap, so the cats are able to get in and out. It is locked via a microchip, so there's access for the cats to come in and out as they please while we're away, as well as I've also got a cat sitter come in, so there's no problem with that. And I just don't want the cat Genie to break down, because when it does that breakdown, it's a bit of a pain in the bum to get reworking again. I know it's summer months, so the cats will be going out, so it's not a big issue, but it's just one less thing to go wrong whilst we're away. So as the cat Genie uses these eco-friendly biodegradable crystal things, there is a bit of crystals that do fall out when the cats scratch around, even though that it's got like a little dome on it to stop that happening. It does happen. But I'm just going to clean up the area that the cat Genie is going to go back to, and I can't move this thing on my own, so I will be getting help to put it back and make sure that the mat is nice and flat. I have got another pipe. As I said, the pipe is quite brittle at this point. I have got another pipe, but until the winter months and it breaks down again, we're not going to be playing with it or messing with it or tempting fate with it. So just clean it up, make sure it's running, and I think it's due a deep clean in the next month or so. And that is just a completely separate cartridge that runs a cycle, and it sanitizes it right the way through. So that will be coming soon too. It's nothing really special. It's just a cleaning cycle. So now all that is back in place. I'm just getting the antibacterial wipes just to wipe down any bits that I might have missed on the cat Genie, just to make sure it's nice and fresh and clean for when the cats need to go to the toilet, even though they like going outside in the field. And keeping that really clean for more weather when it's raining or it's cold and they don't want to go outside. Because the nails, dear, they don't want to get the nails wet. So now I'm just picking up the leftover food that has dropped on the floor, and there is a few marks left on the floor, and as you can see, some cobwebs. How on earth this room's got so dirty, I don't know. Running the vacuum over the skirting boards. I will be wiping down the skirting boards as well with a magic eraser, and as you can see, the wall has got quite a few marks on it, so I want to get that clean because I don't think it needs a repaint just yet. I am going to be painting this utility room at some point, not at the moment, but I just want to get all the marks off. So I'm using the antibacterial wipes, and as I said, I use the magic eraser equivalent just to get all the marks off the walls and the skirting boards. And I'm going to be using like a velvet, not a velvet, it's the next one up from a matte paint, to So it's actually wipeable and washable, because the cats obviously come in, they shake off in here and make a mess. They still mess from the dogs in here, and also, you know, food just gets stuck. But I also want to use like a nappy. I'm going to wet it in a bit, put it on the floor and let it soak for about 10 minutes, just upside down on the floor, just to soften up any hard food that may be stuck on the floor, so I can give the floor a good clean. So like I said earlier, this is just a dupe magic eraser, and I'm going to run it over the walls, the skirting boards, and just get any marks up. I'm only using water in the bucket. The bucket is actually my food bin. I've got two that I keep on rotation. So one is always clean, one is full of food, and it also goes down my garbage disposal. But this stuff that doesn't go down the garbage disposal, which is the sink aerator. As you can see, the floor is kind of getting dirty. The radiator needs a good scrub down as well, and my walls are shocking. We had it replastered a couple of years ago, and I've never actually got around to finish painting it and doing it properly. So I'm using a nappy pad just to catch any drops of water, so that I'm not going to be sitting in the dirty water. And I'm also going to go on and clean the cat flap and the areas around the door as well. Just try and freshen it up. I do want to go through room by room and clean each room at a one day at a time or whatever, but that will be coming in time. At the moment I've just got too much work to do, and I'm also fighting my health, so we'll see. It will come eventually. I'll be honest, I hate this counter. It is not in the best of shapes, and I do want to get rid of it at some point. But for the moment, it's serving the purpose of storing all this stuff for the cats and my soda crystals and that. So for the moment, it's absolutely fine. It's given us extra storage. But as I'm decluttering, I will probably eventually get rid of this and put a couple of shelves up or something on this wall, so that it is more functional and looks prettier, I suppose. But at the moment, as I say, I really don't care. But it does need a good wipe down, because it is in one of my high traffic areas in the home. So now that all my counters are clean, my washing machine's clean, my tumble dryer is clean, the cat Genie is clean, the floors are now clean. There is a bit of a watermark there. It is absolutely fine. Once it air dries, it does go back to black, so it's not a problem. I'm just going to use my e-cloth pad here, but you'll see that there's a bit of marks on there. So I'm going to take the nappy pad, this is a puppy training pad, wet it down, put it face down, and leave it on the floor for about 10 minutes just to soften up any hard marks. I've given up using the drill. I just haven't got the energy, but this little hack works. And then I'll come back a bit later. I've also left the mop pad on the floor just to make sure that there's any other bits. I'm wiping it all up, and it has come up a treat, and it is all nice and clean. As I say, the white marks will disappear as they dry, but I think one of my water bowls are leaking a bit. So I'm also going to sort out the cat food and let the cats continue eating their breakfast now that the utility room is all nice and clean for them whilst we are away. So now it is all done and it looks functionable, and I am so pleased that this is another job on my to-do list that is finally done. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you're notified every Wednesday and Sunday at 10 a.m. when I upload a new video. Look after yourselves, look after those brains, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!